The Dallas Cowboys may have walked away with a win in Week 4 against the New York Giants, but it wasn't the kind of performance to celebrate without some concern. Injuries to star defenders Micah Parsons and DeMarcus were just part of the story. Several other players now find themselves on shaky ground as the Cowboys look to recalibrate heading into Week 5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With a few extra days to evaluate game film and make adjustments, Dallas has some tough decisions to make, and a few players could be at risk of losing their starting roles. Let's break down 4 Cowboys who could be in danger of being benched or replaced based on their performances so far.
1. Tyler Guyton, left tackle. First-round pick Tyler Guyton has had his share of rookie struggles, and Thursday night against the Giants might have been his roughest outing yet. As a left tackle, Guyton is responsible for protecting Dak Prescott's blind side, and his performance simply wasn't up to par. His inexperience showed as he struggled against New York's defensive front, leading to some critical pressures on Parsons. It's not uncommon for rookie offensive linemen to experience growing pains in the NFL, but Guyton's lapses in technique are starting to raise eyebrows. He may need some time on the sideline to regroup and refine his game before being thrown back into the starting lineup. The Cowboys need to determine whether continued exposure will help him develop or if a brief reset is necessary to protect both Prescott and the team's chances this season. 2. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver. Brandon Cooks was brought in to add a dynamic element to the Cowboys' passing attack, but so far he's struggled to make an impact. With only 9 receptions over the first 4 games, Cooks has failed to establish himself as a reliable option in the offense. His inability to create separation on routes has made life difficult for Prescott, forcing him to rely heavily on CeeDee Lamb and tight end Jake Ferguson. At this point, Jalen Tolbert looks like the better option as the team's second receiver. Tolbert has quietly outperformed expectations, with 160 yards on 13 catches, making him a much more productive target for Prescott. It may be time for Dallas to elevate Tolbert into a larger role and see if he can provide the spark that Cooks has yet to deliver.
3. Donovan Wilson, safety. Donovan Wilson has been a dependable player for the Cowboys over the past few seasons, but this year has been different. Already allowing 2 touchdowns in coverage through 4 games, Wilson has become a liability in the secondary. For a defense that prides itself on physicality and taking away big plays, Wilson's struggles in coverage are concerning.
Against the Giants, fans were calling for a change at safety, and it's easy to see why. With Malik Hooker also having some issues, the Cowboys might need to look deeper into their depth chart to find a solution. Guys like Gwanya Thomas and Israel Mukuamu have shown flashes, and now might be the time for Dallas to explore these options to shore up their back end. 4. Damone Clark, linebacker.
Last season, Damone Clark started every game for the Cowboys, but in 2024, his role seems to be diminishing. Clark has played just 32% of the snaps so far this season, and the emergence of DeMarvion Overshown has made Clark's position even more precarious.
Overshown, a third-round rookie, was one of the Cowboys' defensive standouts in Week 4, registering 8 tackles and breaking up a pass. With his athleticism and ability to cover ground, Overshown brings a dynamic presence to the defense that Clark simply hasn't matched this season. Additionally, veteran Eric Kendricks and rookie Maris Lufau are further crowding the linebacker depth chart. It looks like the Cowboys are ready to shift more snaps toward Overshown, and Clark's time as a starter could be winding down unless injuries force the team's hand. Looking ahead to Week 5. With Parsons and Lawrence nursing injuries, the Cowboys' defense is already facing adversity. Losing those 2 leaders, even if just for a short period, means the other players on this list will need to step up or step aside. The game against the Steelers will be crucial, not just for keeping pace in the NFC East, but for determining which players have what it takes to stay on the field and contribute. The NFL is a league of constant adjustment, and the Cowboys must figure out who's ready to rise to the challenge and who needs to take a step back. If Dallas is going to make a serious push for the playoffs, difficult decisions regarding their starting lineup are inevitable. As the Cowboys prepare for Week 5, the pressure is on to make critical changes. With emerging talent hungry for playing time and underperforming starters, these decisions could shape the Cowboys season. Tune in next week to see if these potential lineup shifts play out on the field.